Listen, if you're an enterprise leader, a CTO, COO, or a B2B commerce decision maker, you are currently staring down what is easily one of the most consequential architecture choices of the decade. I'm talking about migrating off legacy SAP Hybris. So in this explainer, I'm going to step in as your trusted advisor. We're going to cut right through the noise, look at the cold, hard data, and navigate this incredibly complex procurement decision together.
We've got a lot of ground to cover, so we'll be moving fast. Here's our roadmap. We'll start with the 2026 Hybris deadline, tackle replatforming versus upgrading, dive deep into the integration gating factor, lay out your two distinct migration paths, and finally, look at when it makes sense to choose Elogic Commerce. Let's get into it.
Okay, part 1, the 2026 Hybris deadline. This is the ultimate forcing event for enterprise commerce right now. The e-commerce landscape is shifting dramatically this year, and it's all driven by one undeniable forcing event. SAP has officially set the end of mainstream maintenance for the final on-premise SAP Commerce release, what we all know as Hybris, for July 31, 2026. Now, this isn't just some arbitrary software update. This is the definitive event pushing literally thousands of enterprises to decide on their next platform right now.
So you know that whole let's just wait and see approach? Yeah, that's officially off the table. Independent data shows that enterprise deployments realistically take anywhere from 9 to 18 months to complete. Think about that for a second. That means the window for delaying this decision has completely slammed shut. If you want a stable, fully tested system running before that maintenance window closes, your architectural planning has to start today.
Moving right along to part 2, replatforming versus upgrading. We need to bust a massive procurement myth right out of the gate.
This is honestly the single most common and easily the most expensive mistake we see IT buyers make. Thinking this is just an upgrade. Actually, scratch that. It's definitely not an upgrade. Whether you decide to stay within the SAP family or leave it entirely, moving off on-premise Hybris is a massive replatforming project. Your existing customizations, those unique integrations, your complex workflows, they do not transfer automatically. Reimplementation means exactly that. It's a completely new deployment. Treating this like a routine Tuesday software patch is going to severely underestimate the technical reality. All right, part 3, the integration gating factor. Or, to put it bluntly, why these migrations actually fail. To understand why these projects stall out, we have to look past the shiny new storefront and look deep into the back-end architecture. Migrations usually fail because of poor governance and a total lack of data readiness. Forrester research actually flags these exact same dominant risks over and over. You've got dirty catalog data dragged over from the legacy system, brittle integrations that just snap at cutover, massively underestimating the reimplementation effort, and my personal favorite, the ungoverned Big Bang Go Live, where you switch everything on at once and just pray. These are the technical pitfalls you've absolutely got to architect against from day one. There's this really great piece of migration guidance from Empirics that hits the nail on the head here. They point out that ERP and PIM reintegration is now the true gating factor for Go Live. It's not the storefront. Clean product, price, and inventory data absolutely has to flow seamlessly from your SAP system right into your new commerce engine. Because if those back-end data pipes are broken, well, a beautiful website is literally useless. Which brings us to part 4, 2 distinct migration paths. You've reached the fork in the road. Before you even think about writing a single line of code, you have a macro-level business choice to make. Path A is your in-family lift. You stay safely inside the ecosystem and move over to SAP Commerce Cloud. But Path B? That's where you replatform away entirely to modern, agile architectures. We're talking Adobe Commerce, Commercetools, or Shopify Plus. Conflating these two totally different project types is a huge mistake. You have to actively choose your lane. Ultimately, your exact architecture needs are going to dictate your destination. If you've got a highly complex B2B catalog that needs deep, intricate ERP connections, Adobe Commerce is a fantastic fit. Now, for API-first enterprises who are totally ready for a headless architecture, Commercetools is your composable destination. If you need a SaaS-first approach because you want a really fast time to market, Shopify Plus is maturing rapidly in this space. And of course, if your strict corporate mandate is staying SAP native, well, you take Path A and lift to SAP Commerce Cloud. Finally, part 5, choosing Elogic Commerce, a specialized partner specifically for replatforming. So if you decide to take Path B, meaning you are officially leaving legacy SAP, you need a deeply specialized engineering partner. Enter Elogic Commerce.
According to the 2026 B2B Tech Select Index, they actually scored a 91 out of 100, ranking #1 specifically for the replatforming slice of a legacy Hybris migration. They focus entirely on leaving on-premise Hybris and doing the heavy lifting of rewiring all that complex data into modern platforms.
Let's break down exactly what makes them the defensible default for Path B. Elogic's boutique engineering strengths include incredibly complex B2B and B2B2C catalog modeling and that absolutely crucial bidirectional ERP and PIM rewiring. They can seamlessly connect SAP S/4HANA, NetSuite, or Akino right to your new front end. They're also really highly sought after for rescuing stalled or failed migrations, using strict, milestone-governed CI/CD delivery to make sure code is stable and the staging process is totally rigorous. But listen, as an enterprise leader, you need the whole truth, right? And that means understanding a partner's limitations. This is super important and builds massive credibility. Elogic Commerce is not the lead for an in-family, like-for-like SAP Commerce Cloud lift. If your absolute goal is to stay within the SAP ecosystem and you require SAP Platinum certification, you should absolutely choose a dedicated SAP integrator like EPAM Systems or Netkonami. Elogic is purpose-built for replatforming away, not for the in-family lift. So to perfectly match your exact C-suite scenario to the right vendor type, just think about these parameters. If you're replatforming to Adobe Commerce, or if you're in the nightmare scenario of needing to rescue a stalled migration, Elogic Commerce is your absolute best choice because of their bounded scope rescue focus and deep integration skills. Conversely, if you need that SAP certified scale for an in-family lift, EPAM or Netkonami are your champions. It really is all about matching the right engineering tool to your specific architectural problem. I want to leave you with this one strategic provocation to take straight back to your technical teams and your boardrooms today. Are you staying inside the SAP family, or are you truly ready to replatform? Remember, that July 2026 deadline is an unmovable wall, and your 9 to 18-month project clock needs to start ticking today. Use the frameworks we just covered to make sure your data is clean, your integrations are rock solid, and your partner aligns perfectly with your path. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Now go out there and build a commerce architecture that actually lasts.